Yeah. Sixer Saturdays once again. Every Saturday, win, lose, or draw. A lot more losing than anything lately. But we're still here every Saturday at 10 a.m. Tone to Shields, Chalking Up Sports, and my guy Mike Sports Vibes. And what's
going on, you guys?
Let's talk about it.
We're going to talk about everything we need to talk about. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't write down a single note for this show because I don't even I'm hoping we just feed off each other's conversation because I feel like I'm done. I don't even know what to say anymore about this basketball team. The Sixers are 2-10, and it's getting closer and closer to look to we're losing hope as the losses go by. Before we do get started, before I get all your guys' thoughts on everything, I want to shout out a longtime sponsor of the channel who asked me to promote something for him. CSBball.com. Is your child really getting the results they want on the basketball court? If not, you've got to check out my guy, Zach, owner of Zach McGill's Court Sense Basketball. Zach is one of the top trainers in the greater Philadelphia area with a proven track record of helping players reach their full potential, no matter their size or athleticism. Zach, can you train some of the Sixers players? Maybe. Your child will get personalized coaching focused on getting in-game results. Zach teaches players to be a constant threat, outsmart their opponents, and make elite-level plays on both ends of the floor. If you're serious about unlocking your child's full potential, Zach is offering a free trial session to the first 20 people to sign up using the link in the description. There's no time to ramp up. Click the link now to claim your free session. Visit csbball.com to learn more. Shout out to Zach at csbball.com. And yeah, what's going on, guys? How you feeling?
Mike, I'll let you go first, my brother. You know, I really respect your basketball mind, so I need to hear what you got to say.
All right, man. I feel terrible right now about these Sixers, man. I'm tired of hearing ramping up. I mean, my goodness, how long do you have to ramp up? How do you play in the Olympics and then you look like this coming back from your injury? I am so frustrated with the best player on the team, and his name is Joel Embiid. And I'm a more optimistic fan. I'm not trying to give up on the season. And Joel Embiid, those who know, he's my favorite player in the NBA. But my goodness, I gotta call him out. There was moments in the game, oh my gosh, yesterday's game where I don't know who stole the ball from him, and he put his hands up like this, like, dude, it's your fault. You're not paying attention. How you have no one to blame but yourself, bro. You don't have no hustle. You don't have no lift on your jump shots. All your jump shots are barely touching the rim. His body language is so off, and for us to get to the next level and that championship level, the best player on our team has to have better body language. Even when things are going wrong, you can't show it on the court. You just got to ball out, man. And him, and then it's a dang on shame that we put all this money into PG. I want to say PG-13. I wish we can go back to the PG-13 because the PG-8 ain't balling right now. We need to go right back to PG-13. How do you give him all this money? And this man looks like, and I hate to say this, but I got to keep it real. It's like another case of Tobias Harris, part 2. He's Tobias Harris, part 2, and I'm so over it. You getting all this money, and y'all playing like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say scrubs, but they playing with no heart, man.
They're playing
with no heart, bro. Yeah, they playing like scrubs. You're right. They playing like scrubs, and it's just like, where do we go from here? We got Sixer fans, and I'm starting to think it as well. They talking about tanking the season. How can you tank this season right now when we're paying these dudes all this money? First of all, who's going to want those contracts that we just paid these players? And second of all, I don't want to go through the process again. We went through the process drafting Ben Simmons. We tanked, we got Ben Simmons. We tanked, we got Markelle Fultz. So who's to say if we get the guy, what's his name, Cooper Flagg, he ain't going to be another Tobias Harris or something. But like when we drafted not a top 10 pick, we drafted Tyrese Maxey. We drafted Jared McCain. So it's not about getting the first overall pick and tanking. It's about development. It's about the what's the word I'm looking for? The leadership in the locker room. But it's another word I'm trying to think of. But it's something in the Sixer organization that is contagious. When players come to the Sixers, they forget how to shoot. They forget how to play. I don't understand about Caleb Martin. I'm just lost with words, man. The man forgot how to play on offense. So I got so many feelings, man. I'm all over the place. But this Sixers team is the most frustrating team that I have watched over the years. It's even more frustrating than watching the process days because we got all this so-called talent and they're not balling out. So that's all. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
Mike, I loved what you had to say, man. You nailed it. You said something really interesting in regards to just how they look and how players look when they come here and just the overall product, right? I'm ready to commit and say the Sixers are a poorly coached basketball team and have been poorly coached for several years. They have no culture. They have no foundation. They have no farm system or any kind of proven track record of developing on a consistent basis. I know Tyrese Maxey became what he became, but I'm willing to bet he became what he became because of his hard work in the offseason, not because of what he learned from whatever coach he had in Philadelphia. Jared McCain already came ready-made. Joel Embiid was already a generational talent when he came to the league. All he had to do was just keep doing what he was doing and stay healthy. So I ask myself, what has this team done to truly build a foundation in the organization? All we've done every single season is try to invest in these random-ass free agents, guys that are either too old, guys that teams don't want anymore. And look, there have been some free agents that worked out, in my opinion. I felt like the J.J. Redick experiment was cool. Granted, he couldn't play defense, but he could shoot, right? I even liked when we had Marco Bellinelli. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at this team and I just look at them and I say, they don't look like they're led properly. And from a player perspective, Joel Embiid, I'm ready to come in and say he's not a leader. He's not.
Oh yeah,
He's not. It doesn't take much for him to get out of a game mentally. It doesn't take much for him to get frustrated. We've seen him go into a playoff series and big up his players. And the moment things don't go their way, well, I can't do everything myself. Like, I'm overall frustrated with the product. I'm frustrated with the organization. And if I want to focus on the micro and get into that Magic game, I mean, 0 points for over 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. They went on a 16-0 run at one point in the game. 16-0 run. And the Magic were missing their best player. Paulo Banchero is a bucket, and everything runs through him. But one thing I will say about that Orlando Magic team, and this goes back to my original point about developing, that Orlando Magic team was in the playoffs last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
They were in the playoffs last year. But they took their lumps year after year after year, developing players, making sure they brought the right guys in, the right coaches in, trying to find the right combination of talent and athleticism and shooting. And listen, that Magic team is going to be all right because they play really, really, really good defense. They live in your chest. They live in your hip.
Yeah.
And you can't. Eastwood, you said something earlier about you didn't even write any notes for this show. I wrote notes, right? But then after reading over my notes, I realized I'm writing the same shit every game.
Exactly.
So I really don't have to write anything else. So Eastwood, the floor is yours. I still have so much more to talk about, but I don't want to shoot my load right now. So Eastwood, it's your go.
There's so many things, like angles to take. The point you made about the Magic beating us and, us losing to the Toronto Raptors and any other young team, for me, like, I've been talking about Nick Nurse, but there's like two things about it for me. For me, the roster is full of old washed veterans and players that have guaranteed $100 million contracts that don't care anymore. And you play a team like the Orlando Magic, who has a bunch of 24-year-old dudes with a chip on their shoulder, they're going to beat you. They have a reason to play hard. The 76ers don't have a reason to play hard. Paul George has zero reason to play hard. Joel Embiid doesn't have a reason to play hard. Some guys have a killer instinct forever and some don't. LeBron James is 40 years old and for some reason still has a killer instinct. And even in a press conference, he's like, yeah, I might retire this year. I might retire next year. He sounds like he doesn't want to play anymore, but he gets out on the floor and he goes 110% every play. And they never build a roster full of young guys that have a chip on their shoulder. And it starts with ownership, the whole thing from top down, man. This is an ownership group that had no idea what they were doing from the time they bought the 76ers. They bought a tanking team. They bought a team that was mediocre. They bought a team that was mediocre and just flying level, and they tanked it to get draft picks to get to the top of the draft, not because they know how to build a basketball team, but so they could have a couple of names that they could sell to the fans, so they could put a big banner outside. Look, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, look at us. We're going to win now. And they sold a bunch of hope, but they really had no idea what they were doing from the beginning. They didn't know how to hire.
For you. When did they buy it? When did Harris's group buy this team again?
Right before they hired Sam Hinkie, 2009, I want to say. It might have been before that, but right around that era, right before the Drew Holiday trade and Sam Hinkie, tanked the whole team. They had no idea how to build a team with a management group that could instill a culture of winning and things like that. You know what I'm saying? They really there's a bunch of rich dudes that just bought it. They were like, I don't know, get this guy. And Sam Hinkie, the analytic nerd that was like, let's do this to get to the top of the draft. I'm sorry. We loved Sam Hinkie at the time. The shit didn't work. He was terrible, drafted 4 centers in a row. The shit was terrible from the start. And it starts at the top. They just, and you're in a position where the ownership isn't going to change because they keep making a profit no matter what. How could I don't see it going in a different direction. They've messed up so many times over and over and over again. And they just keep like, well, let's just get the experienced coach that has a championship. Let's just get an experienced GM. And now you have another coach that's doing kind of the same thing Doc Rivers did. My way or the highway. I won a championship. I know what to do. It's not working. He keeps doing the same thing. But you have a roster full of old guys because Daryl Morey, for some reason, doesn't think that age is a thing in the NBA. He loves any player that used to play for the Houston Rockets. Oh, and then Nick Nurse with the Kyle Lowry thing. I'm blown away. None of it makes any sense. None of it makes any sense.
Eastwood, it's funny. You mentioned Nick Nurse and how he's essentially another Doc Rivers, and oh man, I'm about to say something crazy. Nick Nurse is Doc Rivers in whiteface.
Yeah,
Nick Nurse is Doc Rivers in whiteface. I mean, he's literally, and I mean no disrespect to anybody when I say that, but it's just he's doing the exact same things.
Yeah,
right. And then on top of that, and then Mike, I'll let you cook, bro. Mike, I want to get your thoughts on this because Eastwood brought up the whole championship pedigree with coaches that we try to bring in here, right? With the Doc Rivers and the Nick Nurse. I got to hear your perspective on this, Mike. Is it fair to say that when you bring in guys with these championship pedigrees, you're not only buying into that, but you're also leaving yourself susceptible to their ego and their cockiness and arrogance and their inability to change their ways? Mike, I got to get your perspective on that.
Yeah, I agree with that because once you win that championship, like Doc Rivers and Nick Nurse, it's kind of like it's my way, and I'm not adapting to the talent that's on the floor. You got to work what's on the floor. You got to work with their strengths, not their weaknesses. And some of the things that Nick Nurse got going on is kind of like, it's just so confusing, man. Is that the difference between
these coaches that got rings and don't got rings? Because I see a difference.
Yeah, I think the ones that don't got rings, they're trying to get to that point. So they're trying anything new to try to capitalize, to try to win. The ones that got rings, they're just like, oh, I'm that guy. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really y'all gonna have to adapt to what I'm trying to teach y'all. If y'all can't grasp it, then so be it. They don't adapt to nothing. They don't change. They don't do anything different to try to make their team better because they're just like, oh, I'm the best coach. I got a championship. You know what I mean? But
they're blinded. They're like blinded by their ego. And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the whole. I can't believe he started Kyle Lowry last night after we've seen Jared McCain's the only true point guard on this entire roster. And it was obvious from the jump, and it took him this long. He still started Kyle Lowry. And then in the third quarter, he finally ran a lineup with Jared McCain at the point and no other old veteran point guard to hold his hand and teach him what to do. And it looked great. And but why does it take a coach that long when the fans see it,
the
games
ego.
before that?
The ego. And I think you said something about this too, Eastwood. It was when Eric Gordon checked in the game, and as soon as he got in the game, he tried to make a pass, and it was a fast break turnover for easy dunk.
This was the fourth. That was the fourth quarter. Yeah.
And look, man, I just don't understand. I was so desperate in watching that game. I said, "Yo, put Reggie Jackson in." I'd rather see Reggie Jackson and Jared McCain in. I don't want to see Eric Gordon in. I don't want to see Kyle Lowry in. I'm that desperate, but it's just like what makes the game yesterday so bad is because you have supposedly a superstar and a star, and they weren't the best players on the team. The best player on the team last night was Jared McCain, a rookie, which he's going to be the rookie of the year. That's a dang on shame. And even though Jared McCain fouled out, my mindset was like, dang, he fouled out. We don't have a chance. And that's not a good way to think right. You don't have a chance because he fouled out. But don't you got Joel Embiid? Don't you got Paul George? Don't you got this championship caliber head coach? Why did my freaking confidence went down when the rookie fouled out the damn game? And I don't know. And that's the word I was looking for. It's the culture. We have a losing culture, and I don't know what we're going to have to do. I don't know if it's get rid of the owner somehow. I don't know what it is, but it definitely starts at the freaking top. And I am tired of losing. I'm tired of it.
You can't get rid of the owner, man.
I wish.
They're just going to keep making money. Now they're trying to build a new arena, and they're not going to change anything major because they have fear of the fans abandoning ship. But they're skating on thin ice right now too, because you want to build a new arena, and this is not a sponsored arena. This is not like Chase Bank Arena or anything like that. They own it. It's called 76ers Fieldhouse or some shit like that. They are putting up a lot of money for a new arena, and they're skating on thin ice because, bro, this team looks like shit. I don't know who is buying tickets to watch this garbage for very much longer.
Hey Eastwood, real quick, can you bring that up on screen? I just added something to the whatchamacallit.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do that. That's dope.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. That's a max player. That's a max player. Paul George is averaging 2 points and 1 assist and half of a fucking rebound in the fourth quarter this season.
Bro, the lack of effort is unbelievable from this guy. I'm telling you, from in the first quarter of this game last night, I saw such a lack of effort from this guy. It looked like he was playing on a playground. It looked like, you ever play a pickup game with a bunch of like your little cousins or something, like a bunch of little kids, and you don't want to do anything, so you're just jogging and passing around the ball, and you know, that's what he looked like. He had drives to the rim where he just jogging past the ball. I'm like, are you playing a real basketball game, bro? Are you playing a real basketball game?
Look, that's what I want to ask y'all. Why is he driving to the lane and then he passes up a layup or a dunk? It's like, why is he passing into it for a lower percentage of making that shot? He's throwing it to well, Jared McCain can make the three, but you're throwing it to Yabusele, even though Yabusele's been hot from three. It's just like, dude, be aggressive and finish strong at the rim. Why is he so passive? Like, he looking like Ben Simmons out there, bro. I don't know what's going on. He looks like
Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris combined right now.
Yes, probably worse.
He had one play, I think, in the first quarter where he drove to the basket. And all he had to do was just go up. He probably would have got fouled.
Right.
He decided to do some weird ass bounce pass to Kelly Oubre. He made it, but it's just one of those things like
what are you?
It's like, bro, if you got that close, why don't you just put your hand up,
bro? Last game, he threw a cross-court skip pass to Kyle Lowry in the corner, smothered over his head. The guy's 4'9". Why are you even throwing the ball over there? Dude, it's crazy. He has no intention of being aggressive and trying to get to the rim right now. And it could be a blessing in disguise that he's playing in Philly, because you can't get away with that for very much longer. You know what I mean?
No,
as soon as this fan base sees that more than a couple times, bro, they're gonna boo you every time you pass up a shot or go to the rim slow or whatever you're doing. So there might be a little bit of a motivation there. Like, you know, I don't want to get clowned by that. I got 4 years of this. I don't want to get clowned by these fans. So maybe, but he looks like a podcaster playing a pickup basketball game right now. That's what he looks like. He looks like us out there on a Saturday morning, and we don't want to sprain an ankle, so we're not going to go very hard. You know, that's what he looks like.
Oh my God! Somebody called him Pandemic P.
Yeah, because in the bubble he played like a fraud and shot the ball off the side of the backboard, and then he blamed it on Doc Rivers.
Right? Wasn't he one of those? Wasn't he one of the guys? Oh, the matter of fact, that whole Clipper. I'm trying to think. That whole Clippers team was like, oh yeah, you know, the bubble really messed us up mentally, all that kind of stuff, being away from our families, all that kind of stuff. Come on, man.
Man.
You're not going to war. You're not going to war.
Yeah.
You're playing basketball at Disney World.
He blamed it on Doc Rivers too. He said Doc used him Doc tried to use him like a JJ Redick, and that's not what kind of player I am. And I'm getting the same James Harden, Ben Simmons vibes. These narcissists that make excuses. Nothing's ever their fault. Everything's everyone else's fault. Delusional. They've been the best since they were a little kid. It's etched in their mind. I'm the best. How could I be wrong? There's a lot of I'm seeing a lot of similarities with this guy right now, man.
I got a question for y'all, man. So, what is the best thing about this season so far?
Jared McCain.
Jared McCain, right?
Jared McCain, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, he's been phenomenal.
And my whole thing is this. It's like, I don't understand it. Like, that's why I got to give Daryl Morey so much credit when it comes to the draft. Not the people he picked up in the free agency. I don't know what's going on with that. But, man, he just plays with so much passion, man. Like, when he would dunk the ball, that one-handed dunk on the fast break, and he's yelling and flexing, and he's just showing so much energy. And I'm just like, man, I did not see this coming. We literally have a Tyrese. See, this is the only positive so far. We have a Tyrese and we have a McCain. Everybody else can skedaddle almost. And it's just like, hasta la vista, hasta luego, adios amigo. We don't want you, because if you're not playing hard on that court, and when we're supposed to be a championship contender, just get off the team. But there is like, I don't know what you call this shot. It's like a scoop finger roll that he does that's almost unguardable. It's like a scoop. It's not like a regular finger roll. It's like a scoop.
Bro,
I
it's
don't know.
it's an old school Rajon Rondo
Very.
move. Rondo
Yes,
used
and
to do that in the paint.
And I love it. And it's just like, man, every time he shoots, he shot 50% from 3. He was 5 of 10 from 3 yesterday. He's just something, man, I did not see this coming, but I'm excited for what him and Tyrese Maxey is going to look. And another thing I want to say is he had 0 turnovers in 31 minutes. So for a rookie to have 0 turnovers, he's a pure point guard that can actually score, that's not scared to score, but he can facilitate the basketball. And it's just like, it's a breath of fresh air, man. I love what I'm seeing from Jared McCain. So that's the only positive. I just want to see how it's going to be when Tyrese Maxey gets on the court. And another thing I want to say is Jared McCain has to keep the same energy when Joel Embiid and Paul George. I remember in the first quarter, he was a little bit passive. He wasn't really aggressive because he's trying to fill himself. You know what I mean? Trying to fill things out. But dog, right now, you're the big dog on the team right now. Like real talk, I don't care that he's a rookie.
That's because Kyle Lowry was on the. That's because Kyle Lowry was still on the floor in the first quarter running the offense.
Oh yeah, Kyle Lowry.
I mean?
Yeah, Kyle Lowry. Yeah, Kyle Lowry.
And
got
McCain
go, man.
and Nurse was trying to run him at a 2 guard for some reason for a couple of games, and he's a point guard, bro. He has the ball in his hands. He's a creator. He's not supposed to be next to Kyle Lowry standing in the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And one thing I'll say about McCain is even when he's looking for his shot, I still feel like he's looking for everybody else too. I still feel like when he drives, like he's gonna take his shot. He's gonna be aggressive. But if somebody's open, he just makes the right basketball play. I don't really see McCain make negative basketball plays. Let me tell you guys.
I'm saying it right now. He's the best rookie I've ever watched play basketball. It makes no sense. It makes no sense how good he is at everything.
Yes,
right.
yes, he's very,
and he's good on defense.
His decision making, his patience, his reading the floor. He had an entry pass to Joel Embiid that was right in his hands, right under the rim. We've been gone years where we didn't have a player on the roster that can make an entry pass to this guy. Right. McCain's out there, just drops it in there like a dime, no problem. He runs the pick and roll. He drops it off to the roll man, or he steps back. He reads everything. It's crazy how good he is at literally everything.
Listen to this. Listen to this real quick. Out of all the players who actually played some real minutes last night, and I'm not talking about like KJ Martin and German or Bona or Ricky Council who only played like 4 minutes or less. Anybody who played like double-digit minutes, did you know that McCain was the only player on this team that was in the positives when it comes to the plus and minus? He was plus 13.
Oh, yeah.
Plus 13 when he was the only starter that had a plus in the plus minus column. Paul George, minus 11 went on the floor. Caleb Martin, minus 9. Joel Embiid, minus 9. Kyle Lowry had the worst plus minus on the team last night. Minus 15 went on the floor. Jeremy McCain,
let me tell you.
13. What does that tell you? It tells you everything.
Let me tell you, it was so obvious. I could have told you that plus minus stat without even reading it because you could see the plus minus happening within the game. You know what I mean? The third quarter, the McCain lineup at point, the Sixers went up 9. And as soon as he went to the bench, Lowry came back in with Embiid. Well, first they had a Paul George lineup with where Paul George was supposed to be running the offense. That lineup was terrible when McCain went to the bench. Then he brought in Kyle Lowry and Joel Embiid, and these guys looked like 95-year-old basketball players out there together. So those lineups, every time McCain went to the bench, those lineups tanked. You know what I mean? That's what a plus minus is. It's a lineup stat. And as soon as he came back in, he brought him back. So I would, if you would have told me he was a plus 40, I would have believed you.
Right.
Here's the thing, though, Mike and Eastwood. Sometimes when you're watching the game, it's not that obvious. It was so obvious.
Yes, it was beyond obvious.
It was night and day. It was oil and water. It was black and white. There was no in between. When McCain was on the floor, they were awful. When McCain was on the floor, they actually looked like an offense. And let's be honest about this. It's not like the Magic shot the damn building. They only put up 98 points. Right. 98 points. And you only were able to generate 86, and what McCain had, 29?
86 points. That's disgusting.
That's in this day of basketball where you can't play defense, you can't touch nobody.
Bro, dudes used to score. They used to score 86 in like the 70s without a 3-point line.
Right. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I got a question, man. And this has been bothering me since last season, ever since Nick Nurse been a coach. Matter of fact, going back to Doc Rivers. What's going on with the rebounding? There's so many possessions, so many extra possessions that the Magic got from the offensive rebounding. It's just like, I don't understand it. Like, what is it about the Sixers where they cannot rebound? Yabusele probably had like 1 rebound, 2 rebounds yesterday. Joel Embiid, I don't know what's up with him. It's just like, what happened to the boxing out? What happened to the little things in basketball to get rebounds? It'll be 6 Sixer players looking at the ball, waiting for it to drop down. There'll be one Magic player in the paint, and that one Magic player will somehow get the rebound. And it's so frustrating watching this team get out hustled for the board, because in order to win a championship, you have to rebound. If you don't rebound, you're going to lose every single time. So what is it about the Sixers, man?
You know
Coaching.
what's
Coaching.
You know what's wild?
It's the coaching. Yeah, coaching. Yeah, I gotta be.
You know what's wild though? The best technical, like fundamental rebounder right now, outside of probably Andre Drummond, is Jared McCain. Dude, he does everything the right way. He even boxes out. He even slides in front of his man and like puts his body in him and boxes. He won't get. He's too short. A lot of times he just gets jumped over. But as far as fundamental boxing out, he's like the only one that does it.
He hasn't had time to pick up those bad habits. That's what it is. He hasn't been here long enough to pick up the bad habits. Like it's coaching. At the end,
it's coaching.
Mike, when you bring up the little things, right? It doesn't matter what sport. When you start talking about the little things, now we're talking about coaching. Now we're talking about what you're installing. Now you're talking about culture, mentality, philosophy, identity. The little things, right? The things that you really can't measure, but you can see it, and it's affecting the rebounding. Their shooting coach needs to be fired. Their defensive coach needs to be fired. I'm seeing so many teams get so many easy buckets off these pick and roll actions, and it just seems like every game we're playing a step behind the opponent. I feel like the opponents are playing on, rookie in terms of the ease for them, and we're playing on Hall of Fame. Like it's everything is hard as hell for us. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm getting much closer to blaming the roster than the coaching, and I'm seeing Nick Nurse again. I keep calling him Doc Rivers. But the thing that I'm seeing is I'm just starting to believe that maybe NBA coaches don't matter a whole lot. If you really look at this roster, it's terrible. It's short and old. Daryl Morey, they were like, hey, look, he finally has all the cap space to build a good team, right? The only players under contract were Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. The rest was a clean slate. He could have taken this money and put together whatever, as far as free agents that were out there. He gave all the money to a 34-year-old podcaster and didn't have any money left over. And then he signed a bunch of vet minimums, guys that were literally retired. They were about to retire. Reggie Jackson, Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry. Kelly Oubre signed at the end of the offseason last year, almost didn't even make it onto an NBA team. And you're seeing why that was, also because he's a great athlete and a hard worker, but he's not a very smart basketball player at all. You know what I mean? And dude, the roster is crazy bad. Where's all the athleticism? Where's all the youth? Where are the 6'10", two-way guys I can find a kid in high school right now that can run both ends of the court and dunk from almost the foul line. Where are they at? We got all these short, old, overweight dudes that can't run, can't jump, can't do anything. And that's another reason you can't rebound. Everybody's small and slow.
Flat-footed as hell.
This roster's horrible. And when you look at, say, Joe Mazzulla right now, Boston Celtics, could Joe Mazzulla get more wins out of this team right now than Nick Nurse is getting out of this team? No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
What would he do differently? What would he do differently? Could Steve Kerr get more wins out of this Sixers team right now? What could you do differently? I'm getting annoyed that he won't play the young guys, but is Lester Canones and Justin Edwards and Ricky Council really going to equal more wins? You know what I mean? This roster is bad. And he gave all the free agent money to one guy and then had no plan outside of that. It's crazy.
Maybe it won't equal more wins playing those young guys, but at least your offense will be playing faster. You'll be more athletic. You'll see guys being able to affect the game more because they're younger, more athletic. They got more bounce. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you got Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon on the floor, they're fat and old. They're fat and old. I'm sorry. Like
they are.
They look like they're playing with cinder blocks in their feet regularly. And
quicksand.
Yes, I couldn't believe he put Eric Gordon back in the game in the fourth quarter when you're already getting beat. It makes no sense, bro.
And then he turns it over.
Turned it over immediately.
It was one of the worst turnovers. Like the ball hung in the air long enough for me to knit a sweater, make breakfast. Like the ball just hung in the air, bro.
Caleb Martin did that a bunch of times too. Caleb Martin, I think, had 4 turnovers in this game. He did that a lot too.
Awful turnovers in the second half. Awful.
Why are they so nonchalant when it comes to passing the ball? It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this little soft, not gonna have no thinking process on. I'm gonna just try to get it to you, not really think about it. Like Joel Embiid, like some of his turnovers, I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
He had the ball out here. He had the ball all the way out here and got mad and was looking at everybody else like, what happened?
Yeah,
are you serious?
I don't understand.
All that does come back to coaching. The intensity, the attention to detail, the just nonchalant lack of effort, all that stuff. It does. And Nick Nurse was supposed to be. I used to say the same thing about Doc Rivers. He was supposed to be the guy to come in and that holds players accountable and is going to get in somebody's face and say, "Hey, you're not playing good enough." And it's not seeming like he's doing that right now.
It goes all the way. It goes all. My bad, bro. It goes all the way back to Brett Brown. Like even Brett Brown, it seemed like. Correct me if I'm wrong. We wasn't a good rebounding team, right? Or was we? Was we a good rebound?
No.
Not really. You know what I mean? It just goes all the way back there. Like nobody's held accountable. Like the superstars can get away with everything. In my opinion, if you're that coach, if Joel Embiid ain't playing, and like when we had Ben Simmons, when you're not playing the way you need to play, they need to get benched, bro. Somebody got to be held accountable for them not hustling. The hustle plays, man, is the reason why we lose it. But the one play that I really was like, yo, why is Joel Embiid? Remember in the first quarter, Joel Embiid turned the ball over and then he dove on the ground and tried to get. I'm like, dude, you just got your knee repaired, bruh. You just coming back. Why are you diving on the floor? But then I can't really complain because I want him to hustle and be aggressive. But it's just
that was fake hustle, Mike. That was fake hustle.
Cool. That was fake hustle. It's like, yeah, I turned the ball over. Let me act like I'm trying to get the ball.
That was fake hustle, bro.
I'm telling you. Go ahead, Tone. I got something after you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just Mike. You brought up what did you bring up before the Joel Embiid dive for the ball? You mentioned
Brett Brown. It's like we can't rebound back.
Yes.
It's a culture thing. It's really accountability.
Bingo.
It's not on this team.
So I'm glad you said that. So Brett Brown, Doc Rivers, Nick Nurse, and we're seeing the same issues, the same fundamental issues: lazy passing, lack of fundamentals when it comes to rebounding, no boxing out, lack of intensity. Stars aren't being held accountable. Guys are able to just do what they want, say what they want, and not and with no recourse. It's a culture issue.
Yeah, that's
like from top down. Like I've seen. First of all, obviously this is the NBA show, but Indianapolis Colts. They said, "Oh, Anthony Richardson, you tired? Okay, we'll give you 2 games rest. Go have a seat. He's the franchise. He's the star rookie they drafted last year. So my point is, like, in the NFL, if you're not living up to playing the part, no matter how much you're getting paid, especially if you're a liability, sit your ass down. Sit down.
Yeah.
And the NBA, or at least with the Sixers, at least, I'm looking at them and I'm saying to myself, like, where's your soul at? Who are you? I watch every game and I say to myself, they don't even move like the best team on the floor, even though they're more talented. They don't even
play
move
like they don't care.
I'm not saying guys cutting. I'm not saying, bro. I rewatched the Cavs game, right? And I'm just seeing the intention behind their passing. It's like the first play, they passed the ball like 5 times. All of a sudden, bang, bucket. I'm like, yo, like,
because Joel and Paul George weren't out there. There's no pecking order then. There's no, I got to get it to this guy. It's just dudes playing basketball, sharing the ball, moving and screening, being aggressive.
Just the intention of the passing with Cleveland is like, it seems like when they're passing, they know what they want. They know what they're doing. There's intention and it's not lazy passing. The Sixers just seem like they're throwing lobs at everybody, throwing lollipops in the air.
There's no system. It's no
there's no
system. There's no game plan. Like, what is
what's
the
our
game
system?
Plan? Like, what is it? Like,
because even when your best player goes down, at least you can rely on your system, right?
Right.
What's our system? What's our what's our identity? What are we trying to, besides win the game? Obviously, what are we trying to accomplish when we play?
I'm just starting to think the players on the roster make it happen, and the Sixers don't have they don't have the connectors on the roster at all. They don't have Derek White type of players, Drew Holiday type of players. They don't have those guys. They signed a bunch of, you know what I mean? You build a racing team, right? With a couple of Ferraris that have 200,000 miles on them. They might still run. We don't know yet. You know what I mean? You don't have a pit crew. You don't have a tire changer guy. You don't even have a fucking backup driver. The driver's been out there for 48 hours. He's falling asleep at the wheel. Bro, there's nothing in between it. You know what I mean? Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon. What are we doing? You ever play pickup ball, and with a bunch of randos and it's terrible. And then, there's no real rhyme or reason for anything. But sometimes there's that one dude that's a real point guard mentality. And there's a little bit more order and he's hitting people on the open pass and shit. Like, I just think players have a mentality and the right players with the right mentality bring that order to the game, and they don't have enough of those guys with the right mentality. That's what I'm starting to think, because we've changed coaches now how many times?
Yeah.
That goes back. So Mike, that goes back to roster construction. That goes back to team building, and
Doc Rivers thinks he made Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo made Doc Rivers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Rajon Rondo made Doc Rivers. That dude was a genius point guard at 21 years old. And that's one of the main reasons that Celtics team won that championship. He made Doc Rivers. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just get those players that have that knack, that instinct. And this team has a lot of players that don't have it.
Whoever their GM is the one that drafted him. I'm not sure who their GM was.
Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge was. Oh, so he drafted him too? Gosh.
I think it was. I could be wrong about that. But I think it was.
But what's the common denominator, though? Going back to Brett Brown, the comment, and I don't mean to blame, but I'm going to have to say it. Joel Embiid, man. It starts with him. He's the best player supposedly on the court, and then it goes back to, I can't even be mad when fans be like, yo, we're going to have to trade Joel Embiid. When they come out with the stuff like, oh, I'll trade Joel Embiid for Giannis, man. Who wouldn't at this point? You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, it's the common denominator is him, because it starts with the best player on the dang on court. He's supposed to be the best player, and it's his mindset. Like Shaquille O'Neal, what did Shaquille say about him recently? I forgot. It's like the mentality that he has. He said he is never going to win a championship or something he said in those words. And I agree with that. His mentality it's just a joking, playing mentality. Man, you got to change that up, man. You got to have more of a mentality like, yo, I'm going for it. We dominate in I want to be the best player on the court every single night and dominate in that paint and dominate in every way possible. And he doesn't have that mindset. Some of the shots that he be putting up is just like, dude, why are you doing a fadeaway jump shot? And when you could just back somebody, I know it's a lot of double teams and triple teams. He gets double teamed a lot, but sometimes it's just like, dude, you make some of the simple things so hard. Just back the bull down. If he double teams, then pass out the double team and just make it simple. You're doing fadeaway jump shots. And then he did this ugly hook shot. I'm like, come on, bro.
He looks afraid right now. He looks afraid of the physicality, and it might have to do with the surgically repaired knee, man. He might be going out there and trying to play, but he can't really play the way that he's used to playing because he just looks like he gets under the rim and he pump fakes 12 times in a row and then drops the ball out of bounds. Like it's so bad right now. And I'm like Joel Embiid is the most skilled center I've ever seen. I've never seen a center that size that could handle the ball like that, shoot the ball like that when he's in his prime, when he's healthy, when he's feeling good. He's easily the highest point per minute in NBA history. When he's on his game and he's in shape, he's absolutely 100% unstoppable. I've never seen anything like it. But I'm tired of watching it now. That's where I'm right. Tired of watching it. I don't care anymore. I'm tired of watching it. It's been 8 years, and what he looks like right now, every year he takes a certain amount of time to get in basketball shape and get going. But this year's looking a little bit different to me. I'm getting less and less convinced that that's going to happen. You know what I mean?
I agree. I feel like, it's funny. I was listening to what's my man's name? Bill Simmons. I was listening to Bill Simmons' podcast, right? He said something really interesting. He said, Joel Embiid, and I think this was after his that Knicks game. He said he basically looks like he's in the Phoenix Sun stage of Shaq's career.
Oh my gosh. Look, my bad. I didn't even react like that. Oh my gosh. I hope that's not
when the case. He said that. I had to really think back to that time. And I'm like, Shaq was at that point. Shaq was just taking the checks.
Yeah, he wasn't really caring. You know what I mean?
You know, and Eastwood, you said something last night. We extended this man for 3 more years, and it didn't even kick in yet. What convinced you that you should extend him when his health has always been an issue, and at his size, that something like that doesn't get better?
Yeah. Do you know how old Shaq was when he joined the Suns? I just Googled it. He was 35.
Wow.
Absolutely cooked, washed, looked like he was 45, right? DeMarcus Cousins was out the league at 33.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Embiid's 30. I don't know why everyone thinks there's all this time for him to get. He's cooked, bro. He's 30 with multiple knee surgeries. People keep getting in the comments and saying he just needs to get his knees right. He's not getting it. You can't get your knees right when you're 30 and you've already had multiple knee surgeries and you're 7'2". There's no getting your knees right. He's on Chandler Parsons on some show the other day said that he thinks eventually the Sixers are going to shut Joel Embiid down for the season because it doesn't look like he's getting anywhere close to like himself. And he just looks like he's forcing it. He looks like he absolutely can't play and he might need to sit. He might need to sit for a year to get the knee right, I guess. I don't know, but it's not looking good. And you know, I don't know, man. Like it's an amazing story coming from where he came from to be an NBA superstar. But like there's another thing like where you're 7'2" and you have this God-given ability that is super, super rare. The ability to watch a video of a jump shot and emulate it perfectly. He watched Hakeem Olajuwon and could just do a double dream shake, turnaround fadeaway. He had a gift, and I'm starting to think he rode that gift the whole way to being an NBA superstar. But does he have that extra gear? Does he have that extra fight in him? You know, I'm not, you know, someone like Allen Iverson, 5'10" out of, you know, South Virginia, grew up in a tough neighborhood, had his back against the wall his whole life. That dude was going to give 110% on the floor every single play. And, you know, I'm not really seeing that from Joel Embiid. And the offseason, I don't think he does a damn thing. I think he lays around all offseason and thinks he can just jump up and play basketball because that's how he's done it his whole life. It's different now. You're 30. You got to prepare your body to get out there. And then I'm tired of seeing him flop, dude. I don't care. I talk shit on Jalen Brunson. I talk shit on Damian Lillard. I can't stand Joel Embiid trying to bait officials, especially when you're already playing like garbage. You can't even put the ball in the hoop. Now you're leaning over, throwing your arms up, yelling at the refs. Get on the other side of the court. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. You know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it, bro. Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody wants to see it. I'm tired of seeing it.
I hear you. I'm with you on that, man. At this point, he's only good for free throws. I mean, at this point, his value is bring him in towards the end of the game when you need crucial free throws. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. See, my thing is, right, sometimes you're more of a liability. Like Joel Embiid's in a position now where is he more of a liability than he is an asset for the Sixers? Like I got to ask you guys that right now. Is he more of a ball and chain on this team than an actual asset?
Yeah, it's getting to the point. Like let's move on and do something else, man. Why are we still trying to force the ball to this guy in the paint? Stop it.
I mean, at this point, it's with Joel Embiid, it's like he's your chance. These are only if we're trying to win a championship now. He's your chance right now. But right now he's just playing I
don't think so.
I think so. You're not getting past the Celtics or like I'm talking about like right now in the next couple of years. I don't see as much as I love Tyrese, as much as I like McKee, unless we get some good picks. We don't have the team to do it. We got Paul George, you know what I mean, on a contract.
No. I'll put you this way, right? The reason I say he's not is because they're not getting past them with him now.
If he's I'm talking about the potential of him being. I mean, now the way he's playing,
feel like he can get healthy. You know what I'm saying?
He's ramping up.
But here's the thing, right? The more basketball you play, the more miles you put on your body. The deeper you get into a season, the more tired, the more wore down you get. How can he get better if he's? You guys get what I'm saying? Like
last year he ramped up. He was cooking in November, December, January.
He was MVP.
historic
before he got
numbers
hurt.
again. Right.
Yeah.
He does it every year. He
Yeah.
gets in shape, he's MVP numbers, absolutely unstoppable.
Right.
But then he gets hurt every single time.
It looks
Every
different
single time
this
he gets
year,
hurt.
though. It looks
So
different. I agree.
They think we're going to rest him to the playoffs. No, you need to get him in shape to where he's that good, and then maybe try to load manage him or something. But what they're doing right now is a disaster, and I don't even want to get into the ramp up protocol. He wasn't ready for game one. He was still going through a ramp up protocol for 8 games. He started he came back when they were like 1-8. And then he looked like he hadn't played basketball since the Olympics. What was the ramp up protocol? What were they doing? Who was ramping him up? Nobody did anything. Doesn't look like anybody did anything.
Do you guys think
Man.
Him playing in the Olympics was a selfish move?
Heck yeah. I do. I feel like he didn't even look that good in the Olympics. He looked like he was still hurt. And I just don't feel like I feel like what Joel Embiid is trying to do right now is get everything on his resume to try to get into the Hall of Fame. But dude, I understand getting a goal for your country, but a championship looks better on your resume to be in the Hall of Fame at the end of your career by getting that championship. You got the numbers, you got the MVP. Now it's time to get a championship. So I feel like him being selfish and putting himself in harm's way even more being in the Olympics, because it's different playing in the Olympics. Like, I don't know, they more physical.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, they're more physical.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
he didn't even look good back then. So it's just like I just feel like the Sixer organization needed to just hop in there and be like, yo, you're not playing. You got to rest, man. We don't want to have no excuses, because we know the Sixer fan base, like you said before about Paul George, it's the same with Joel Embiid. If Joel Embiid comes to Philly and he plays like he did against the Magic, he will get booed. He knows it. That's why I feel like I don't know, man.
I just think he's content, man. I just think he's content. Remember when Andrew Luck just walked away from the game with multiple knee injuries, and he already made $100 and some million. He's hurt. He has a wife and a kid and a mansion and and his knees hurt, bro.
And I think he has another kid on the way, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, he's enjoying life, and then he's forcing himself to play basketball through pain and stuff. You get to the point where probably you're like, I might be done, But why did he sign an extension then?
He doesn't care because they offered it to him. If somebody offered you $130 million, you gonna take it? They offered it to him.
Tobias Harris.
What do you mean? Why he's not
Harris?
Eastwood. If somebody say, listen, we're gonna you said it earlier in the show. Hey, we're gonna give you 140 million. Just come in and just look like you give us hope. Just look like hope. Don't give us hope. Just look like hope.
They gave a contract to Ben Simmons without a jump shot, man. They gave contracts to everybody, bro.
Is there any feeling between us three that we're really negative right now? It looks terrible. Is there any, like, on a scale 1 to 10, maybe what is your grade on the potential for Joel Embiid to actually get back into all-star form and the Sixers to start winning? And then we look back and laugh at the beginning of the season, because is there like scale 1 to 10?
Mike, I'll let you go first, bro.
All right, so look, I got about a 6 because I'm super hopeful. And I might be a delusional Sixer fan because I love the Sixers so much and I'm trying to win a championship. I haven't witnessed the 1983 championship, so I want to witness one in my lifetime. So I'm super hopeful. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And I'm just hoping that his ramping up is good enough to get him to where he was last season, because oh my goodness, last season was such an amazing season before he got hurt. I don't know what he was averaging. I think he was leading the whole NBA in scoring and all that, but I'm just tired of all that, man. I'm just like, I just want to see it. I got to see it to believe it. But I give it about a 6.
Obviously, Maxey's not back. He's dealing with the hamstring. He'll be back. I do think Paul George will ultimately shoot better over the course of a season than he did last night. We saw it in that what game was that? Not the Cavs game, but the Knicks game.
Yeah, he had 29.
We saw Knicks game, what it looks like when he's in his bag. Right, in that Knicks game, he looked aggressive. He looked like he was attacking. He was going for a shot, all that kind of stuff. I don't know what was the difference between the Orlando Magic, but nonetheless, you get Maxey back. Eventually, I expect Paul George to be better over the course of a season. Jeremy McCain has obviously shown that he's going to be an asset. He's going to give you points. Jeremy McCain is guaranteed to give you at bare minimum bare minimum 15 to 18 points a night, bare minimum. And that's if he's having a bad shooting night. You know what I'm saying?
If he gets the minutes. If he gets the minutes.
If he gets the minutes.
Right.
I'll put it to this way. I'll concede because I was gonna say like a 4, but I'll say a 6 as well, Mike.
Oh,
which is more so on the hopeful side. I'll say a 6 if and only if this team commits to making Joel Embiid the third option.
Not happening.
Like he just. I just don't. I'm watching him, and again, you guys may have a point where it's like, okay, once he gets deeper into the season, we'll probably see a better product, right? Same thing I said about Paul George. Maybe he'll shoot better throughout the season, but I'm watching this brother, and I'm like, I don't feel that dominance anymore.
No.
I don't feel that. I'm not saying that he's not skilled and he's gonna not be able to get you 18 to 22 points a game. I'm not saying that. I feel like he can do that. But I don't think he can be your number one option anymore, especially with his health the way it is. He can't be a number one option. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so either.
He might be a 2, maybe the second option. Maybe
my confidence
at this rate with McCain shooting like this, I feel like if I'm going to 4 players, Maxey, McCain, George, and Embiid, I would say Maxey has to be your number one option. I'll even say Paul George would be your second option, McCain to be your third, and Embiid to be your fourth. I'm sorry.
But the style that Joel Embiid plays is a nucleus type of style. You can. How do you make him the fourth option? He's the center of the entire offense, and it runs in and out. And he would have to be the only way to make him that is if he's as good at passing the basketball as like Nikola Jokic.
Good point.
And he's not.
Good point.
No,
Jamar said, relax, bro. Fourth option.
Bro, at the worst, he could probably be the second option, but I don't see
heated,
the fourth.
Bro. I'm sorry. I'm emotional. I'm heated.
Are people watching him play? He doesn't even look like a fourth option right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are your eyes telling you? He looks like he's not dominant anymore.
But can we be overreacting? I know people are going to be like, hell no, we ain't overreacting.
It's possible.
Because it's the second game he's been back. Now, say he come back when he plays about 10 games and see what he's looking like. Now, if he looks like this after playing 10 games, then we got a big issue. Now, I believe he'll have to be the fourth option. But it is his second game, and he's ramping up.
I'm gonna tell you, my confidence of Joel Embiid getting back to an all-star level is a 1 out of 10 right now. It's a 1 out of 10. And I'm going to tell you why, bro. That last knee surgery, I'm starting to think may have been the nail in the coffin to his career, bro. He hasn't looked the same. He had all off season. He came back and played against the Knicks fresh off a knee surgery, and he looked better then than he looks now. It's almost like it got worse, right? Then he played in the Olympics, and he had the whole offseason. Here's what something's wrong with it. The Sixers lied to everybody about it. If he was ramping up, he would have ramped up in training camp like everybody else.
Yes, absolutely.
And then he would have played game 1, and he would have looked rusty, and he would have got it together. How did he go through all of training camp and then some kind of bullshit ramp up protocol, and then now he looks like this? They're lying. He's hurt. He doesn't look right. I don't see him looking right. I'm kind of just, bro. I don't even. It's wild. I'm saying, like, listen, sit him down. Play Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey. If Paul George wants to get it together and play a little harder, maybe that'll happen. But I think Paul George also thought he was getting like a little bit of an easy ride here. I got Maxey, I got Embiid. These are superstars. Yeah. I can just be the third option. I can catch and shoot, and he's a great catch and shoot 3-point shooter. He was the highest in the NBA last year at 44%. Paul George was. So he's still a really good catch and shoot 3-point shooter, but he's not a $212 million max player. And the way that he's attacking the rim is like timid Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons vibes, bro. It's bad. You know what I mean? So you're not getting that kind of leadership out of Paul George either. I don't think I'm not seeing it. Joel Embiid looks a lot worse right now than he usually looks in the beginning of a season. I think something's seriously wrong, and I think they lied to us, and I think they're eventually going to have to admit it.
Yeah,
I got a question.
Real quick though, for the live chat, I want to ask y'all, right? Give me y'all ranking 1 through 4 as far as option goes. Who should be the first option, live chat? Who should be the second option? Who should be the third option? Who should be the fourth option on offense? Because McCain is in the mix now. I don't care what nobody say. He in the mix.
He is in the mix. Absolutely.
So I want to ask them, right? Because a lot of people are saying that was a crazy take, a hot take, whatever. Fine. I'm okay. I'm okay
the
with
way he's playing now. That's not crazy though.
Because I knew it was a hot take. I knew it was a hot take when I said it. But I want to ask the chat: who's option 1? Who should be option 2? Who should be option 3? Who's option 4? Okay, Ritz says McCain, Maxey, PG, then Joel.
You got him over Tyrese.
RJ says Maxey, PG, McCain, Embiid. See?
Oh wow.
See?
Okay.
Dude, Maxey and McCain are about to cook up together. I am excited for that because they play a different style of game. McCain plays more of a point guard, facilitator, ball handling, run the offense kind of thing that we've been saying Maxey doesn't really have for a long time.
Right.
And I think those two together are going to be really hard to stop at the top of the key. And so I'm excited to watch them play together, man.
Who's the leader on this team right now? At all the players, who's the
Jared McCain?
Jared McCain?
No,
a rookie?
That's a great question.
He comes in the game and controls the game. Nobody else looks like they can do anything.
No, that's a great question.
Then
you can't
we're
say
in a lot of trouble right now, like for real. And I'm not taking nothing away from Jared McCain because he's balling right now.
On the whole roster right now,
on the whole roster, Tyrese Maxey. Okay, I could.
Yeah. I would have this. I mean, his personality is very light and happy-go-lucky, so I can understand your perspective on that. But if I had to choose a leader, I'm going to say Maxey because PG just got here. So I'm not putting that.
Joel Embiid's not a leader.
Joel Embiid.
Paul George's never been a leader. Paul George's never been a leader.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's between Maxey and and McCain. It's between them two.
It's a damn shame.
Hey, let's get through some of these super chats, man. Thank you guys for the support. We got a ton of super chats waiting to get to. We've been ranting, bro. We could continue this for 3 hours. I feel like 622 people in here live right now. Hit the like button for us one time. Let's see if we can get up over 750, 800. All right, because Sixers fans are all feeling the same way, and we're here. We're here to express our frustrations and your frustrations. Nick Marchetti, thank God for the Eagles. I feel that. A. Jones, it's hard to rate the Sixers right now without a fully healthy squad. We haven't seen them at their full potential. Also, Kyle Lowry needs to go, putting up PJ Tucker minutes. We haven't seen them fully healthy. I'm getting closer to thinking we're not going to see them fully healthy. You know what I mean? Davon, Morey, Seti Osman, Jordan Nwora, Lonnie Walker, Markelle Fultz, all players over 25 and under 30 that were free agents, and you chose Gordon, Lowry, and Reggie Jackson.
Oh, so Markelle Fultz was? Oh, snap.
He's still a free agent. He can't shoot. It's hard to run an offense with Markelle Fultz, man. He still can't shoot.
And Lonnie Walker is now playing overseas. I think Lonnie Walker is somewhere in Europe or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian said our best player grew up wanting to be a professional volleyball player. The guy has the mentality of a paperclip. Buddy was trying to fade a reporter.
Go.
That's hilarious.
Good God. Narrative that Maxey can't win without Embiid needs to stop when your number 2 is Oubre, Toby, and Lowry. PG8 defers to McCain more than Maxey. I'm confused. Bernard McCoy. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. Rob R, thank you for the super chat. Pandemic P is a perfect example of a veteran who got one last bag and stopped caring. It's probably true, man. You know, people get to a finance level. To put it in perspective, like say you make $60,000 a year at your job, like try to put it on more of a normal person type of level. You know, say you make $60,000 a year at your job, everything you own and everything you finance is based on that much money, right? And then you're looking at like, oh, I might be out. You know, I need to get another 60 G's or I'm going to have to figure something else out, you know? So these guys are, that's how I see it. So yeah, they want to get an extra bag. Jared McCain was commanding traps with Paul George and Embiid on the floor. Wow. Jared McCain was getting double teamed, bro. That was wild.
Hot. Yeah.
McCain is the best free throw shooter in the NBA. He's 100% right now.
Yes.
Good call. He has not missed a free throw this season. Yeah, he's 27 for 27. He has not missed a free throw this season. Maury watched the Marino, Rice, Moss, and Smith unretiring commercials too many times. Davon 76ers built the same roster for 9 years. Undersized shooting guard that can't dribble in JJ and replace him with Seth Curry. Old minimums and stubborn coaches. You guys aren't wrong, man. Embiid's knees are done. He will never be 100% no matter how much rest he has. Maybe time to just accept that. I accept it.
I agree.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'm
That's
there.
where I'm at with it. People keep saying you just wait till he gets his knees under him. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Wait, who said? Wait, time out. What does that even mean? Wait, my knees are here. They're here.
What about a 85% Joel Embiid? Would that be good enough?
Yeah,
with a good Maxey, with a good PG, and with a
70%.
75. All right, so we're not going to get the 100%, but give me an 85%. And
let me ask you this though, real quick though. What are you seeing now? If you had to put a metric on, it, what percentage of Embiid are you seeing right now?
I'm seeing about a 40,
chat, right?
a 40%, maybe
live
not
chat.
even that.
Let us know live chat. Let us know what percentage of Embiid do we need in terms of him being good, and what percentage of Embiid are you actually seeing today? Like, what's the disparity? Right?
I'm seeing 20.
Yeah,
I'm seeing 20.
I'm seeing 30% below.
When he had a wide open dunk in the Olympics and he landed and did a somersault with nobody near him. I was like, oh shit.
I remember that.
He can't even dunk a basketball anymore without rolling across the floor, bro.
That's a good point. I got him at 30.
DV, I told you PG is no good. Tobias version 1.5. Tobias Harris update, bro. That's what it is. It's a patch. It's a Call of Duty patch, version 1.056. Let's go read the patch notes, man. Hey, we fixed a couple issues here. Here's the update. 34 with a leg break in his history, a lot of miles on athletes, regardless if it was 8 years ago, his limited athleticism with an inconsistent shot. He does have a mentality where he doesn't go hard to the rim, and then he hyperextended his knee in the preseason. Don't forget that, bro. This guy had a traumatic leg injury. His leg broke in half, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was crazy.
So he plays the game like that. He has a mentality now where he's a little bit timid, going to the rim. But again, he's the best catch and shoot 3-point shooter in the league right now, or one of them. So you need other things around him, but maybe you can get the best out of him. I don't know, man. Maybe not. Brian, usually it takes a few games for him to get into shape every year, but he looks different this season. He can't move anymore. That's exactly where I'm at with it, bro. I 100% agree with you. With where our team is, would you gamble? AJ, AJ, what's your Venmo? I'm sending you back that $5, bro. Stop it. I'm not responding to that.
Bro.
Keep it a stack. Glenn would have had this team at least 500 nurses on fraud watch. Glenn would have had this team at 500. The Bucks were like
Mac
2 and 100.
I like
bro.
that. Max and Mac, I like that.
How would Glenn have this team at 500? The Bucks aren't even at 500 right now.
And they got Giannis.
Great point, Eastwood. Great point.
This is Maxey and McCain's team until the PG and Embiid show us different. It's that simple, bro. That's where I'm at, man. Run McCain at the point, Maxey at the 2, and feed him. There's one thing I will say about Nick Nurse. At least he realized. We realized it way before him, but at least he realized Jared McCain's the dude right now. Everybody else looks like shit. I got to give him the ball. And he gave him the ball. And then in the fourth quarter, he was running point. In the fourth quarter, he was controlling the whole game. So at least there's that.
But here's the thing, though, right? Yeah, he put him in. Yeah, he started him last night. But he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Why is Kyle Lowry in the court? You're undermining your decision, in my opinion.
Man.
Give me McCain at point guard. Give me a damn 6'6" shooting guard, bro. Put Justin Edwards on the floor. I'm serious. Put Lester Quinones on the floor. Why are you putting Eric Gordon out there? Lester Quinones is 6'5". He's 24 years old. He gave us 13 points in a game last year when he played for the Golden State Warriors. He hit 4 threes on us and beat us by a lot. The kid can play basketball. I don't know why these coaches think these kids can't play basketball. They can play basketball. You don't have to be 37 years old to play basketball. I'm so confused by it. You know what I mean?
The league is moving away from these guys.
Martin too.
The league is moving away.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. The league, if you really notice, like if you look at some of these teams, like Golden State Warriors, right? When Steph Curry was down for however long with that ankle injury, they had Buddy Hield and a bunch of randos out there cooking.
Pochemski.
Yeah.
Like they had this one white kid out there. He's like a ginger or something. I'm like, who the hell is he?
It's Pochemski. And they refused to trade. They refused to trade him in the offseason. He's that nice.
Right. I'm like, yo, where are those players for us, right? I love seeing rosters where I really don't know anybody because I'm like, whoa, it's like, well, what is this? You know what I'm saying? With the Sixers, this seems like Daryl Morey's obsessed with this old Rockets lineup that he's trying to recreate.
Yeah.
Bro, I bet
every year.
I bet the Delaware Blue Coats are more fun to watch right now. I'm serious, man. Canonez, Adembona, Ricky Council, Justin Edwards. I bet the G League team is fun to watch. I'm gonna start watching the G League team.
Oh my God, yo, we should trade for Bronny James, yo. I'm talking shit.
Don't do it.
I'm talking.
But
trash,
yeah, man, what's your opinion on KJ Martin? You think he should get some minutes just to change it up a little bit because we're desperate at this point. I feel like we need him somewhere.
Listen,
he can't shoot. Can he shoot?
He's athletic.
Can he shoot?
He's athletic. He's going to play good defense. He's going to run in the fast break. He's going to clog those passing lanes. Like he's a high effort player. And honestly, I feel like we need somebody like that right now. Like just somebody that's going to shake something up. Anything. He should be getting Eric Gordon minutes. I'll tell you that because at the way Eric Gordon's shooting, I'm like I'd rather roll with KJ Martin. I'd rather roll with Ricky Council. Like Eric Gordon should be a DNP every night. I'd rather see Ricky.
He should
Council.
Be at home.
Yes. He should be at home knitting sweaters or filing for his AARP, like whatever it is. Like he should be home.
Yeah. And a lot of people, for some reason, and it seems like Nurse and Morey too, don't understand that there's an age thing. They just don't even understand it. They think because this player was good years ago that he's still going to be that player, dude. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Somebody said to me the other day, I don't understand what happened to Reggie Jackson. This is not the player that I saw on the Clippers. This is not the player that I saw. He's old, bro. What do you mean you don't understand what happened? He's old. He's done.
LeBron James kind of messed up a lot of people's mindset when it comes to the longevity of players. Not everybody is LeBron James. There's only one that ever lived on this planet that I know of. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Not everybody is him. So when you start getting into your early 30s and all that, these players, especially if you had multiple surgeries or multiple knee surgeries or anything with your legs, it's not going to be the same. It is what it is.
I would say most NBA players are almost done at 32, 33. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm glad you said that because the LeBron James and Tom Brady fucked the game up.
Oh yeah,
they got all these old ass players thinking that they're going to have this new life when they go to an organization. Ask Aaron Rodgers, is it sweet? Hell no. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that, right? You should not build your team based off the exception. You should build if anything, you should primarily build your team off the rule.
Right.
Do you guys want to know what the average retirement age is in the NBA? And keep in mind this is injuries and stuff like that. Like players have career-ending injuries and things like that. 27 years old.
Oh wow, for real?
I mean, I could believe that.
I thought it was at least 29 or something, but I guess
that's what I said 29, but I can kind of believe that because the average NFL career is only 3 years, 2.5 years, I think.
But that's physical though. That's a sport where
but that's also taking into account guys that get a contract for 1 year and things like that.
Yeah,
so it's
a
big curve, but it's a big curve, but still, man, players are done at 32, 33. You know,
because I'm thinking of Vince Carter, when Vince Carter was playing. I don't know how many years Vince Carter played.
He played when he was 40.
But here's the thing about Vince Carter, though. Here's the difference, though. Vince Carter, what he was doing, he started to transform his game the older he got.
And that's the same thing with Kobe did, too.
He started
Kobe was still at a high level for a long time.
Exactly. VC became a sharpshooter on the second half of his career. He became a three-point shooter. I remember seeing him in Atlanta and all the other teams. He became a shooter. And
Vince Carter.
Man.
Yeah, you got to be a good shooter to age like that. And Paul George is a really good shooter, so the difference between the 29-point game that he had against the Knicks and this game is that the ball wasn't going in the hoop. I think I probably have to get over the fact that he goes to the rim soft. I don't think he's going to go to the rim hard. I think he's a off the dribble and spot up shooter. He can create his own shot, but he's a mid-range and 3-point shooter now. You know what I mean? So that's what he is.
Who, Embiid?
Yeah.
No, Paul George.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say
he's a mid-range and 3-point. Well, Embiid too.
Yeah,
he's a mid-range and 3-point shooter now. He ain't going hard to the rim.
Not at all.
If Embiid's not dominating the interior on offense, then where's his value? Let's be honest. He's more valuable on the inside than anywhere else.
But he has to be better on defense, though. His defense is trash, bro. It's garbage. He's getting beat by everybody, bro. He's getting out-rebounded by everybody. It's I know it's only 2 games, but it's just he needs to bring it on the defense, too. It's the offense and the defense. His defense, because we know Joel Embiid's a good defender when he's healthy, but he hasn't been healthy. You know what I mean? So it's the defense for me is probably even worse than his offense, and that's scary to even talk about.
And guess what? When you're in his position, right? What do you think is going to suffer more than anything? the defense, because he's dedicating so much of his time to be an asset on offense, and he's trying to make sure he can last games and play in crucial minutes. Right, his defense is going to suffer because he's going to try to conserve energy for the offensive end.
You have to be good at one side of the dang on court. If you ain't playing on offense, better play on defense. Something has to give. Just like kind of like, and I love Luka. Luka plays just one side. He's a superstar, but he plays one side. He plays no defense. But you have to dominate at least one side. There's not many two-way players. And if you can't dominate on defense and you can't dominate on offense, then you need to be on that dang on bench.
Yeah.
Even though you're getting all this money. You know what I mean?
So they don't have anyone that can guard the rim. If Joel can't guard the rim, Andre Drummond's not good at guarding the rim. Yabusele can't play defense.
Oh my gosh,
I mean?
Yabusele, yeah.
Where's the where's the 6'11", 22-year-old that can block shots, bro?
We got to make a trade, man. We got to make a blockbuster trade.
Adem Bona is the guy that can do that.
Right.
He's 6'10", he's 22 years old, and he had like a 6-block game in the summer league. He was smacking shit off the backboard. Why won't we play these guys?
Why is it like that, yo? Like,
know,
why? Man. Like, I don't know. Nick Nurse got to go, man. We got to fire Nick Nurse, man. I don't know what coach.
I don't know, man. But let's end it on a positive note. Jared McCain is the best rookie I've ever seen play basketball. And I'm not exaggerating. I don't see any development that this kid needs. It's insane the way that he approaches the game, the way that he plays with pace and control and confidence. He's not nervous at all. He looks like he's been out there for 7 years running NBA basketball teams. It's crazy. And if it was just one 27-point game and then he got beat up the next game, I would say it's a fluke or it was a really good game for a rookie or whatever. 4 20-plus point games in a row. 20, 27, 34, and 29. The dude's an automatic bucket. He can facilitate. He can run the pick and roll. I mean, he's even rebounding for his size. He's trying his best to play defense. He has good defensive. Everything that's a mental aspect of the game, he's a master at. He might be undersized and get beat on the boards or get beat defensively, but he's in the right position all the time. He's always doing the right thing. And then I saw an interview where he talked about his mental approach to the game, and he was talking about how he meditates and he practices visualization. And the reason he looks like he's been out there for a long time is because he's visualized himself already out there. He's practicing like stuff this is way beyond what most professional athletes. Even he's mentally so far ahead of any rookie I've ever seen. I can't ever. I've never seen a rookie above this mentally
for the
ready
Sixers
to go.
Or just every team.
All right, LeBron James, a couple others. But
okay.
He's up there.
He's up there though. I got you.
Definitely.
No, I feel you. He's Jared McCain. I'm willing to argue. This may not really be an argument, but he's come out stronger than Maxey did.
But Maxey didn't get the opportunity.
Maxey didn't get the minutes.
Didn't get the opportunity.
Maxey didn't get the minutes. Obviously circumstances matter, right? And who can say Maxey wouldn't have came out with that kind of energy when given the opportunity, right? We know how he plays now, so. But you're right, man. And again, every time I get the opportunity, I'm gonna be transparent. Like, I was not on the McCain bandwagon at first when we drafted him. I was picking on the kid. I called him a weirdo TikToker that paints his nails, all that, all that kind of stuff. Seeing him hoop, man, that's a man. That's a man. That's a grown ass man. And the kid has brought new life to the team. Him and Maxey just have great attitudes, right? And when you got a guy like Embiid on the floor that can just suck the life out of you sometimes when things don't go his way, you need a guy like McCain on the floor, man. I'm so happy to see what McCain has done. He's aggressive. For me, the best thing about his game, to me, that stands out is that he knows his game so well. He knows his spots. He knows what to do to get himself an optimum bucket, right? And he has pretty good court vision. He had this one play in the first quarter. He had a bounce pass to Yabusele in the fast break that was spectacular. Yeah, I mean, like the dude balls. I mean, 31 minutes, 29 points, 10 for 17 last night, 5 for 10 from 3, 4 assists, plus 13 in the plus minus column. And on top of that, right now on the season, the kid is shooting 47% from the field, 40% from 3, 100% from free throw. I mean,
bro,
he's
He
awesome.
plays like he's not a rookie. That's what it is. He plays like he's not a rookie.
Yeah, and the play that he made last night that I was really like, wow, he drove on the baseline, kicked it out to Paul George, relocated to the 3-point line, literally Steph Curry-esque, and had his hands up, yelling at Paul George to give him the ball back, and he got it back and he hit it. Do you know how sure? Do you know how sure of yourself you have to be to yell at a 10-time All-Star to give you the ball back, dude? It's crazy. It's crazy the level of confidence and just how sure he is of what he's doing. Yeah, he looks more confident than any player out there.
If I'm the Sixers, I'm building around Maxey and McCain for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I feel like he's a budding star already. Like already, you know what I mean?
And then look at the potential. If he's this good already, how much better can he get? This might be, and it's going to sound crazy right now because it's rookie year. You could be looking at the next Steph Curry.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, he might.
When Curry was a rookie, nobody was saying he was going to be the best shooter ever.
Of course,
nobody was saying he was going to be an NBA superstar.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I love the foresight because watching him play again, he knows his spots. He's shooting threes, catch and shoot
from the logo almost,
like from the logo, like just the confidence. And you said something real key, Eastwood. The fact that he was like, "Yo, give me the fucking ball." Like,
yeah, I love that, dude.
I love that. I love that, man. And again, he just plays with a flair. He plays with a flair, and the offense just flows way better with him on the court. There's no way Nick Nurse doesn't see that. You had a caller on last night, Eastwood, and I think he asked you, was like, "Yo, do you think they're seeing what we're seeing? Because there's no way they cannot be. There's no way they can be watching this product and say, you know what? I think we're on the right track." Hey, yeah, Eric Gordon belongs out there. Like, so I think you have to. McCain has to be your starting point guard. Maxey be your starting 2. You guys can Paul George your 3. We can argue about the 4, and then Embiid your 5.
I don't know, man.
I can roll with that. I can roll with that.
Yeah, the 4 position is where I'm like kind of iffy because like I'm just so over us getting out rebounded, and Yabusele's not a good rebounder. Nobody's we need Joel Embiid can't rebound. He's 7'1". I don't know how many rebounds he had yesterday. I think he had like 2. I don't know, but it's just like
total.
He had 8 rebounds.
Embiid, yeah, he had, says here he had 8 last night.
Oh, yeah, last night. Oh, I didn't know he had that many. But he seemed like it's not. He should have double-digit rebounds. That's what I'm saying. Like we need double-digit rebounds from our 7-footer. But we got to make a trade. I don't know what we're gonna do, but
what do we? But what assets do we have that somebody will want?
First round picks,
an unprotected Clippers 2028. Yeah, that's the most valuable one because the Clippers are going to be underneath the basement by 2028. That's why he's still refusing to trade it.
I wish we could do some type of blockbuster trade and try to get marketing, like trade one of our players like a Paul George and like some first round picks, something like somehow.
It's Danny Ainge again, man. He fleeced us when he was running the Celtics.
I know, but that like right there, but I get it, man. You don't want to trade with Danny Ainge. He's going to definitely get over on us.
He refused to trade him last season. None of the offers were good enough. He wasn't trading him for. You would have had to give up Maxey to get him.
Mm-hmm. What about what's the blow we just lost to? The what's the Bulls' name? Was it France?
Wagner?
Yeah, what about somebody? Well, they're not getting rid of him, but like
the Magic aren't making any moves, man. The Magic what they're building. They got a good team.
Yeah, dude. Jared McCain, I got an analogy. Tell me if this is accurate or not. Jared McCain is the lottery ticket on the sidewalk for the Sixers. Here's what the Sixers are. The Sixers are a man whose his wife left him. His kids hate him. He woke up drunk on a sidewalk. He's homeless. He's got nothing. Everything's gone. And he opens his eyes out of a drunken stupor on the sidewalk with a homeless and sees a lottery ticket there and grabs it. And he's like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
that's it, God. Bro. Like, how do you find something that good in such a terrible situation?
That's a good point. I mean, like he is definitely a lottery ticket.
If it wasn't for him, we would be going, man, it'll be so much worse than this, man. Like, if it wasn't for Jared McCain so far this season and just the strides that he took so far this early on in this season, it's just like, it's amazing. And how bad this season had. What were we, 2-10 now? And then we got It's just it sucks. Me saying we're 2-10 is just like, damn. Like what?
Maybe you know what I mean?
Said,
Maybe
damn.
maybe the basketball gods, you know, we tanked on purpose and nothing good happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe this time we actually suck. We're not trying to suck this time. We're trying to be good. We actually suck. And now the basketball gods are like, all right, listen, you're sucking the right way now. We're gonna give you a little gift right here. Here's Jared McCain. This is what happens when you do it authentically with some dignity.
Because we didn't nothing planned out when we did it, when we were doing it on purpose. We drafted 2 players that can't play.
Yeah, man.
And then like, so what are we gonna do for the next 5 games? What is our record going to be for the next 5 games? What are y'all thinking?
Let me
Bring up the schedule for me, brother.
Should we look at it? All right,
Yeah,
I got you.
So we got Miami and Memphis on the road. Then we got Brooklyn, Clippers, Houston, then Detroit. We're losing to Memphis. I'll tell you that right now.
How is Miami looking? Are they healthy or are they hurt?
They're up and down health wise. But Jimmy Butler, I believe he's back. If I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't believe in Miami. Really, they didn't do anything this all season.
I don't believe in them in totality. But I mean, I don't know if I believe in us either.
No, I don't believe us either. Miami, Memphis, Brooklyn, Clippers, Houston. Houston's gonna beat the hell out of us. They got so many young athletes on that team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're cooked against Houston, and a good coach, and a little a glue guy, and Dylan Brooks. You know, Houston's cooking, bro.
All right, so Miami, is that an L? Is that a dub?
I can't even tell you, bro. The fact that our only 2 wins had to come in overtime just tells you everything you need to know about where we're at.
Yeah. Let's get a little bit crazier. Let's predict. Look at this. What if Jared McCain starts leading us to victories?
Well, that would require Paul George and Joel Embiid to put their egos to the side and let the young boy cook in the 4th quarter.
It would require Nick Nurse to stop putting Kyle Lowry out there too.
Yeah, that too. That's Nick Nurse. If
Dylan, that was me. That was me, Dylan. Dylan, that was me when I said we're going to go 5. We're going to go 5. Remember I said last time we spoke?
Oh, that was you, bro?
Remember I said, hey, listen, the Sixers are going to win the next 4 games, guaranteed.
Yeah, I predicted the Knicks loss and the Cleveland loss. I thought we would beat Orlando and we got crushed. So
I predicted I predicted that we would win like those next 4 games. I predicted
let me tell you something, man. The last 5 games, the high scorer on the Sixers.
McCain,
4 out of 5. Jared McCain, 18, 27, 34, 29.
Bro,
we got some issues in Philly, bro. We got some issues,
bro.
For Miami, I got us winning that game, y'all. I got us winning that game.
In overtime, I assume?
Nah, we're going to win. We're going to win.
It's in Miami.
In Miami.
These guys look like they don't care in Philadelphia. They get to go hang out in Miami, bro. Podcast P is going to do a podcast on a beach resort somewhere.
Do we have any update with Tyrese Maxey? Is there an update, or is he definitely? It said 2 weeks, right? And then he's going to be reevaluated. They're going to look at him again.
All they said was that he's responding well. They keep saying the same thing they say about everybody. He's responding well to his treatment, and he'll be reevaluated.
All right, so
okay, so they got an update last night or yesterday. It says Tyrese Maxey's hamstring injury left Philadelphia. Okay, shorthanded, blah blah. Fortunately for the star guard, his recovery is going well, and he may not be sidelined for much longer. Tyrese Maxey, right hamstring strain, continues to progress in his recovery. He has resumed on-court work and will be reevaluated early next week.
We can't go by them.
Yeah, I know. They're saying he's making progress, I guess, but
our only 2 wins are in overtime against bad teams.
Who did we beat again? We beat the Pacers and who else?
Pacers, and we beat Charlotte.
The Hornets.
The Hornets. Okay. All right, so I don't know. We're going to lose against the Memphis.
I think so. I think we lose.
We're beating Miami, in my opinion. We'll see. Ben Simmons on the return. I mean, not.
Brooklyn's good. It has nothing to do with Ben Simmons. Brooklyn, Cam Thomas is balling. Cam Johnson. All those. They're playing pretty good basketball for what they are. They again another team that has size and youth and athleticism that can run you up and down the floor.
I got us winning that game.
If I had to predict the next 5 games, I would say we're going 1-4.
I think we're going 0-5.
I got us 3-2.
The best thing that can happen to the Sixers right now is to keep losing and force management to sit Joel Embiid for the rest of the season. Play Jared McCain at point guard, let him and Maxey cook, and tank for Cooper Flag. That's the best thing that can happen. And then Joel Embiid retires, Paul George retires, and we move on to something a little more exciting.
But here's the thing about the NBA draft that I hate. It's a lottery system. Like when you're the worst, when you're the worst, you don't get rewarded for being the worst.
You have
like
a higher
you know
chance,
what I mean?
But
which is why
you have a much higher chance, but you can still get screwed.
Yeah,
you can get screwed. Like, who got screwed recently?
Because it was like a good team that just got one of the top pick or something,
like a top 5 pick or something like that. Somebody got screwed recently.
Yeah, somebody was the worst team by a mile and didn't get the top pick. It was the Knicks. Was it the Knicks? They wanted Zion. Yeah, a couple years ago they wanted Zion. It was the Knicks. Yes. They were the worst team by a long shot 4 or 5 years ago, and they wanted Zion, and they didn't get the first pick. Yeah, it was that'd be the Sixers, bro. They could be the worst by a long shot and end up getting screwed out of the first pick. If it has anything to do with luck, they're not winning it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I believe in Daryl when it comes to drafting. Other than that, I don't know. He'll be able to get something good.
He's been great at drafting, but what's up with the player decisions, man? You know, Isaiah Joe, some others that year. Then you got Cameron Payne and Buddy Hield last year, who were great guards, great scoring guards off the bench, and you let both of them go to sign Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry again. His decision making on the roster has been atrocious, man.
So I found it. So here, okay, so this is what happened when it came to the draft lottery, right? So the worst teams last year, Detroit had the worst record. Then it was Washington with the worst record. Then it was Portland, Charlotte, San Antonio, Toronto, right? Tell me how, somehow, some way, Atlanta got the number 1 overall pick, and they were one of the mediocre teams. The Pistons, having the worst record, their first round pick didn't come until they had pick number 5.
Oh wow!
And they were the worst team in the league. I could take it a step further. The Washington Wizards, they were fortunate to be the second worst team, and they got the second overall pick, which is how it should be. The Rockets were eliminated from the play-in, and they had a 41-41 record, and somehow, some way, the Rockets got the 3rd overall pick. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
JL, the Sixers' first round pick this year is top 6 protected to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So it would actually be just their luck that they be the worst team in the league and they would fall to 7 in the lottery and the OKC would get the pick. That would be so Sixers, man. Holy hell. Yeah, but hey, man, I think I got all my rants out about this team, and
Same here.
the one positive I think we all agree is that Jared McCain is just an unbelievable rookie, and so there's something to look. There's something to look forward to. If we're looking at it from a business standpoint, Josh Harris, what you need to do now is make Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey your new banners hanging outside the arena. You need to move on as fast as you can if you want to keep selling tickets. You got to rebrand and resell because you're trying to sell the same thing and it ain't working. You're lucky with Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys got anything else?
Max and Mac. That's all I got. Max and Mac.
Max and Mac.
I still believe, y'all. I still believe. It's
Mike still believes.
I still believe. You know what I mean? We want to see what happens in these next 5 games. Hopefully we go 3-2. And we'll see what happens.
Hey, I want to say this too. I want to say this too as a content creator. A reporter I was listening to the other day, a Sixers reporter said, "I hope this ownership group owns this team forever because these stories just write themselves." You know, and somebody that's looking at it from a job perspective, like you know, they keep giving me things to talk about, bro. You know, so whatever. All right, guys. I love doing this every Saturday morning. We'll be back next Saturday morning, Sixers Saturdays, Tone to Shields, Mike Sports Vibes. We out.